Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into. Since September of 2019, I've been spending £30 a week on sealed products trying to create my own competitive dragon deck from scratch. No trading and no buying individual cards. So far we've spent over £1,000 on packs and achieved a second place regional top, securing an invite to the next European Championship. The ultimate goal is to top one of Yu-Gi-Oh's largest, most competitive events, and this is my journey. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Yo, and welcome back to Misplay City, that weekly show where we watch your favourite Yu-Gi-Tubers play Yu-Gi-Oh! And laugh at how bad they are. In today's installment, we have, RevzCards for the 35th episode in a row. I actually expected quite a bit of hate in the last episode for playing Salamangreat, but no, you guys actually seemed to really enjoy it, so that was pretty cool. We are, of course, returning to the main deck of the show in this one because we have our third Skippy now, so we can bump our deck up to 46 and actually make some changes. Also, with it being episode 35, we will be going back over and looking at the collection towards the end of the video. It's actually getting to the point where we're going to need a third binder just for the holos, which is crazy, so yeah, stay tuned for that towards the end. Just now, though, we have some cardboard cracking to do, and before we get into that, you lot have been absolutely smashing the Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. The support genuinely blows my mind every day. Like, there's still not been a single episode where there's been no one to shout out. It's insane. So yeah, massive thanks going out to Azuzi the Croc, Alchemic, Tom Hill, It's Silva, Vash Stampede, Madmen999, Tiesto25, Thor Nielsen, Sam Bromley, Kin1154, Fahad Boo, Ben Whitelaw, Dider Yugioh, Big Toads 2197, and Hubernaut. You guys are literally the reason I'm able to make these as often as I do and are genuinely helping to improve the channel for everyone else's entertainment, so thank you. If you want to make your own contribution, links are as always in the description, or if you pay for YouTube Premium, you get one free channel membership to any channel of your choice. I think it's limited to certain countries, but if the option's there for you, then you know what to do. Now, in the past few episodes, we've been trying to get Deck Mommy 2 and Gravedigger's Trap Hole at the same time. It hasn't really been working out for us, so now we're going to try and focus the hunt and get one after the other. We're going to start off with Traptrix Reclusia, Deck Mommy 2. Just like Ib before her, she makes it possible for our deck to play at a competitive level. While Ib was the Deck Mommy of functionality, Reclusia is the Deck Mommy of resilience, allowing us to play through that dreaded Nibiru. And boys, we're going to put all of our eggs in the one basket here. Whenever we do something like this, it seems to have consistently worked in the past, so let's pull her together. Lend Papa Revs your energy by giving this video the biggest like you've ever given before, and leave a comment saying you believe. Let's do this.
Belief in the heart of the cards.
Right boys, this one's probably going to be short and sweet, because in this one we only have 6 packs to open today, and that is 6 packs of Megatin 2016, basically the equivalent of 2 different tins. Every pack here includes a secret rare, and there's 15 secret rares in the set, and the one we are looking for, of course, is Traptrix Reclusia. I would like to pull a Cyber Dragon Infinity just to have in the collection, but Reclusia is of course what we're after. And honestly, I really feel like today is going to be the day that we get blessed by the presence of Deck Mommy 2. So, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's just jump in. Pack number 1 here. Find out how many cards we need to put to the back in this first pack here. So we have Performapal Lizard Draw, Balance of Judgment, Millennium Scales, except they're not Millennium Scales, okay. Super Heavy Samurai Blowtorch, little flamethrower, Moist Winds, Performapal Camelump. Look at that. Frightfur Factory. Oh, whoops. Radian, the multi-dimensional kaiju. That's a nice pickup. Rare. Dynamist Rex as our super. Bloom Diva, the melodious choir, with a scarf longer than her life. And for the secret rare in the first pack here, we have... Oh no! First pack! First pack. Actually, I told you today was going to be the day. We have been blessed by Deck Mommy 2, Traptrix Reclusia, secret rare in our first pack today. We should have just got the Megatins from the beginning instead of wasting all that money on Breakers of Shadow. But look at that. We're halfway there. We just need the trap hole now. We just need the trap hole. So I guess we continue for the infinity, but dude, we did it. We finally did it. The search is done. We have Plesio's, Deskbot Jet, Dark Contract with the Swamp King, DD7 Kepler, Contract Change, and Deskbot 006. Pretty sure we can get like a full Deskbot core in this set as well. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, well, let's just crack through these. There's nothing we're really looking for, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So, Frightfur Factory. If anyone's played Digimon World on the PlayStation 1, this is like the toy place. I can't remember what it's called. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Doomdog Octros. Okay. Some feathers and piano papers. Looks like they're blown away in the wind. Sucks for Mozart, I guess. Fluffle Sheep, a shiny Mareep. Singing Lanius. This thing looks like a creepypasta. Assault Blackwing, Kunai the Drizzle. Another super rare Twin Twisters. We have so many Twin Twisters now. So that's pretty cool. Buster Blader, the Destruction Swordsman, and for the secret rare, we have Odd Eyes Fusion, which is actually pretty broken because you can basically just fuse using 2 materials from your extra deck if you control no monsters. So yeah, that's quite a good card. We have Top Hat Turtle, Dark Contract with the Gate, First Aid Squad, Grand Horn of Heaven, Dark Contract with Errors. Didn't get spell check on that one. And Yatagarasu. Gonna be halfway through after this one. See what we got. We have a big beefy 2000 normal monster, a legendary monster that dwells secretly in the mountains, fighting with the harpies over hunting grounds. A single wing beat is said to cause the fiercest of storms. Maybe that's where all the hurricanes and breakers of shadow came from. Phantom Griffin. Deskbot 004 with his little crayon gun. Dice Versity. Cybernetic Fusion support. Performapal Recasting. Yo, is that a big booty? Is that a big pig booty? Nice. Harmonic Oscillation. Performapal Elehammer. Elefhammer. Oh my god. Beginning Night for the super rare. Shiranoi Shogun Saga for the ultra rare, and we have a secret fusion. I'm not 100% sure what it could be. Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. That's also a very nice card to pull. Obviously still used in Pendulum decks today. Very nice, very nice. We have Savant Galilei, Frankenderp, Deskbot 006, Style Synthesis, Zany Zebra, Plotting and Scheming there, and a Pot of the Forbidden. This is like the poor man's 3 tactical talents. Broken cards, my guys, broken. Number 4 of the Megaton 2016 here. We have Ignite Paladin, Thunder Rhino, Bowhopper. Man, there's so many Performapal cards. It's a Spring Goose as well. There's so many cards. Aroma Garden, Blowtorch again, Toon Buster Blader to go with the Toon Chaos. Beginning Night Super Rare, Super Soldier, Ultra Rare, very nice. And Painful Escape. Dynamist Charge, Engraver of the Mark, Savant Galilei, General Jade, 006, and holy crap, that is a interesting looking sword. Yo, the handle is so spiky, how are you meant to hold that? Right, second last pack here, we have Bubble Shuffle, Pendulum Rising, Giga Gloves. He just wants a hug, man. He just wants someone to love. Ignite Squire, Flame Eater, Frightfur Chimera for the rare, Evening Twilight Night for the Super Soldier Shield, and a Ultimate Providence for the secret rare here. We also have Dark Contract with the Witch, Solo, the Melodious Songstress, Super Soldier Rebirth, First Aid Squad. Honestly, it looks like he's just about to snap his arm. Dynamist Rush, and Ignite Cavalier. Alright, final pack. Can we get Cyber Dragon Infinity? Find out in the next episode. Well, find out in this episode. What am I saying? Right, we have another Flamethrower, Moist Winds, Mimicry Lanius, Frightfur Factory, Bubble Shuffle, Ignite Paladin, Pendulum Reborn, 99 range, Ignite Templar, and we don't have Infinity, unfortunately. Solemn Strike! Yo, that's a really nice pool, secret rare. I will take that any day. So I think with the 2 strikes we have from Dual Devastator, this actually completes our playset if we do ever want to play strikes. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Trump Girl and Sayayaru, Swirl Slime, Human Resources, Mistaken Accusation, and Ignite Veteran is going to wrap it up for today's opening. We finally got Deck Mommy 2, Electric Boogaloo. Or should I say Deck Mommies? Because there's so many mommies in this artwork. Dudes! Alright, Gravedigger's Trap Hole is all we need now before we can start playing proper competitively. Let's do this. Right, so if you remember from episode 32, we did a lot of maths and came to the conclusion that our deck is best built at 46 cards with our 6 normal summons. Now that we actually have our 3rd Skippy and therefore our 6th normal summon, we can beef up our deck to that 46 card number and work towards the build in that video. I've done just that, and mind you, we don't have all of the cards that we need, so I've had to make some substitutions here and there, which we will have to live with until we actually pool everything. So we are going to do a quick speed run of a deck profile here just to get you all up to date. The list will of course also be in the description if you prefer a written version. So starting off with our Cyburst package here, we have 3 Skippies, 3 Cynet Mining to search it, and 3 Parallel Exceed. For the Crusadia package, we have 3 Draco, 3 Arboria, 2 Maximus, and 1 Reclusia. Now I do want 3 Maximus and 3 Reclusia, so we will need to pick those up afterwards, but for now I have subbed in 2 Leonis and 1 Ranryu, which basically does the same job as Draco. For the Rokket package, we of course have a Silverrokket Synchron Tracer and 1 Absorouter to search them, as well as 3 Quick Launch to summon them from the deck. The LP package right now, which is Red MD, Brotaur, Wyverburster, and Collapserpent. Red MD is currently subbed in for Gravedigger's Trap Hole. We will swap them around when we pull it eventually, because we will pull it eventually, hopefully. Shrine, Foolish, and Spiral as our means to get to Hope Harbinger. Double Nocto and double World Legacy Guard Dragon as our generic dragon extenders. 1 Imperm as a placeholder for our 3rd Called by the Grave. 3 of our Pseudo Garnets, Ravine, Sector Launch, and Dragon Buster. Then finally, to round off the entire 46 card deck, we have 1 copy of Levianeer. Side deck and extra deck are basically just the exact same as the last time we played this deck, so no changes there. Now, we did finish off on the Salamangreat episode with a 2 kill streak. Let's see if we can continue that kill streak against our patrons and YouTube channel members. Round 1, we're up against Maid, and she wins Rock, Paper, Scissors, so she's choosing to go first here, and I don't even know what you would call this deck. It's like Necros Synchro combo? Like Eldritch combo, but Necros instead? Dude, I don't know. Our hand is okay, we can't really complain about it, and Maid's gonna go ahead and set to activate 1 for 1, pitch in Colossalus to summon a Deskbot 001 from the deck, and a normal summon a 2nd copy of Deskbot 001. So there's your materials for a Halki Vibrax. So basically just an amalgamation of degenerate shit, because she's going to summon Jet Synchron off of the effect of Halki Vibrax and go up into Auroradon, and because Deskbot is not once per turn, both of them are going to activate and summon themselves from the grave. Now the rest of the combo, while it is actually quite different from the Eldritch version, it's still the same standard stuff, getting to a couple of negates through Herald and Savage. All of this is of course enabled by Halki Vibrax, and we're going to get a little controversial here. I don't want to see Halki Vibrax get banned, because while it is enabling generic degeneracy, it also enables creative ways to make good plays in random decks. Now that as a standalone point is no reason to keep the card around. However, I was going to go into a big long ban list sort of discussion spiel, but I think I'm going to make a different video based on that alone. So that'll probably be the next upload after this video, but here we see a Dawn Dragster was made, and then we go into a Borreload Savage using Colt Wing and Deskbot 001, and then we use the cycle we searched off of Herald to summon Colossalus, which is extra deck monster negate, basically. So top decking Levianeer, we have 3 interruptions and 2 back row to deal with. Now, I do have Skippy in hand, but if it gets negated, we can't go anywhere from there, so the safer play is to just go through Draco into Magius and then summon Ranryu. We did attempt to summon Exceed, but that baited out the Savage negate, and then the search effect of Magius baited out an Impermanence, and the search effect of Striker also baits out a 2nd Impermanence. So with just 2 cards, we've managed to eat through 3 negates, and then the last 2 are kind of irrelevant because Colossalus is extra deck monsters and Dragster is a Speller Trap, which we don't have. So banishing Striker Dragon for the Red MD, we revive back any dragon and then just attack over the Colossalus, allowing us to pop off in main phase 2, going into the Spatha and summoning LP, allowing us to do our Guard Dragon plays. As always, you know, if you resolve LP, you just win the game, that's how it is. So we summon Brotaur, getting to our Baby Chaos Engine, allowing us to climb up into the Soyuja and then go through Pisty and get the Spheres. This This right here is another reason why Skippy is so good in our deck, because we can just summon it off the effect of Saryuja and then use its effect revealing any dragon like Brotaur, and there you go, that's just, you can use it for Pisty and Search Exceed. Then from here we just continue making our combo plays. Levianeer is going to help clear the synchros from the field, and we're going to end on a board of Spheres, Union Carrier, Borrowload Savage with the Dragon Buster equipped, and we're going to use Spheres in her standby phase to clear the Auroradon, leaving her with just one card, which we can negate with Savage. It's a monster reborn, and we say no. Game 2, Maid once again chooses to go first, and well... yeah, we don't talk about that. Thankfully, Maid's hand is also garbage, resulting in a set 3 pass, and we do top deck a Reclusia, which allows us to at least try and do something. Starting with a Foolish for Absorouter, we get met right off the bat with a Called by the Grave, so no searching for us. We then use Reclusia to go into Magius and attempt to summon Exceed, but get met with a Strike, so
Now that's a lot of damage!
Passing turn, Maid uses Reborn and a normal summon to Ghost Ogre to get full combo. Game 3, we're going first, and this would actually be a pretty good hand if our quick launch did not get ashed. So it's another Magius pass from us after setting an Imperial Order, of course, but it's really not going to do that much.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
Kneel before my massive cranium.
Passing turn to Maid, she starts with a 1-for-1 where we do flip the order to prevent her going full combo. So instead, she normal summons a desk bot, sets 2 back row, attacks over our Magius, and passes turn. Now, because I was unable to establish a board in the first place, Imperial Order starts to hurt here, but we top deck a Cynet Mining, which we can activate and pay the cost. Even though its effect will be negated, we're triggering the Absorouter to get Synchron to the hand, which we can then normal summon, revive the Absorouter, and go into Savage. Maid does illegally reveal a Strike on the summon of Absorouter after allowing the effect of Synchron to go through, so I pretend that I don't know it's a Strike and Synchro into Savage as I was originally going to, get hit by the Strike, and that's basically game.
Round 2, fight.
I actually dipped into Pleb City in the Discord for this match, and Kaz was the one to step up to the plate, and they're playing Fluffles. Being made to go first here, if you remember from the deck profile section, I said Ranryu was subbed in for another Crusadia monster. So here's an example of our current version of the deck being suboptimal because we didn't have the Crusadia monster where we would be able to go into Magius and combo off quite heavily. Instead, I have to use the Ranryu to go into Striker Dragon, quick launch for Tracer, and go into the Halki Fibrax, triggering Exceed, but being met with an Impermanence. So if we did actually have all the cards we need, getting hit with an Impermanence on the Halki Fibrax, we would still be able to combo through and put up like 4 or 5 interruptions. But because we don't, we're being forced to end on a Halki Fibrax and a Dweller, which to be fair is actually quite good against Fluffles. So I play around Impermanence by not just shotgunning Dweller in a standby. Instead I wait for him to activate a card first, which is fine. They're actually really quite good at cycling through their deck, especially when they're not under Dweller because they have a lot of graveyard effects. But yeah, he's going to give his dog a noodle supper and end his turn there. Skippy off the top is of course going to enable our Crusadia plays so we can link into Magius, search for Exceed, and then use Boot Sector Launch to summon Silver to the zone of Magius, getting a search for Draco. Now I actually go about this in a pretty obscure way, so I link into Spatha and then activate Exceed, and then use the effect of Spatha to move Exceed, allowing me to summon Draco. Then that gets us to a Borrowsword, and we can use its arrows to get to LP. Resolve LP, and win, my guys. Game 2 were made to go first once again, and there was a trend going around on Twitter. It was something like the face, the DMs, or the face, the body, or something. How about the hand, the end board? Seriously though, I actually like that idea, so I'll start it on Twitter, link below, and you reply with your ones. Anyway, passing it over to Kaz there.
I came in like the...
Game 3, knowing Fluffles is an OTK deck, I make him go first because I'm interested to see what he can put up. Opening both baby dragons isn't ideal, but we can still do something with this hand at least. Anyway, I'm actually impressed because what we have to deal with is a Kraken in defense, fair enough, it's not doing anything, but a 4 material Apollousa as well, and a back row. So top decking Maximus isn't great, but the first thing I do is bait out one of the Apollousa negations with the effect of Reclusia, and then normal summon Maximus and link into Magius, and then because Maximus is a light, I can banish it to summon Collapserpent to the zone of Magius. Now instead of activating Magi's effect here, I link into Striker Dragon and chain block it, giving him the impression that I actually need the search, so that baits out an Impermanence. Now I'm free to just special summon Maximus and link everything into Borrowsword to clear his board. Main phase 2 we make LP, and and I'm so used to playing the build that doesn't have Red MD in it that I forget we actually have it, so I summon Absorouter off of LP's effect, link into Romulus, which gets Tracer and Ravine to hand, allowing me to pitch Skippy and get Spiral in the grave for later, and we use Boot Sector Launch to summon Tracer, getting us to Savage and Borrelsword on the field. Feels like a pretty strong position when he only has 3 cards left, and one of those is Fright for Fusion, which I'm forced to negate because he's just going to summon Tiger, which pops the field anyway. Unfortunately, he is still able to get to the Tiger and blow up her board, leaving us with nothing except Boot Sector Launch. Thankfully, he's not able to kill us, and Boot Sector Launch is basically a soul charge on legs in this position, allowing us to summon 2 rockets back from the graveyard, which in turn enables Spiral to summon itself from the graveyard as well, and then we normal summon the Ranryu we top decked for turn, and we can make Dweller and Harbinger. Clearing his board, once again we find ourselves in a strong position with him just having 2 cards, no graveyard effects thanks to Dweller, and his first spell getting negated. 2 turns later, we're basically still in the same position, so I perform a crowd favourite move and quick launch for Synchron and tribute summon Nibiru. This puts him down to just 100 life points, and for his turn he imperms the Harbinger, allowing him to then activate Toy Vendor, and he whiffs, unfortunately, so game. Maybe if you were a patron you would have won. Ah, yeah, hate to see it. Game 3, we're going against Lord Axe, otherwise known as Revolver's Mirror Force, which I love. We got a pretty broken opening, so we're going to go the hand, the board. Set Called by the Grave, by the way, and Sector Launch and Collapserpent in hand for the turn after. Like, how do you even lose in this position?
Ha! Got him! Got him!
Yup, that'll do it. He's actually playing Mech Knights, and he was able to clear my entire board this turn. We do get Brotaur on the field towards the end and top deck a Called by the Grave for turn, which gives us a possible out to his field. So using our Soul Charge, I revive Tracer, which allows me to then summon Spiral from the graveyard and summon Levianeer from the hand. In order to stand a chance of actually winning this game, we need to pop the Avramax with Levianeer and then get to Borrelsword with all 4 materials. The issue with that is that when Avramax is sent to the graveyard, it shuffles back one of our monsters, so we need the Called by to negate that effect, but he forces it out with a Secrets. So now that Avramax is able to shuffle back one of our monsters, and we can't get to Borrelsword and are stuck on basically a dead board. Very easy for him to just run everything over and take control of game 1. Game 2, I of course make him go first, and he starts off with a Memories, summoning Purple Nightfall from the deck and then activating its effect to search for Gursu. Normal summoning the Gursu, we drop the Impermanence, and there's nothing else he can do, so he ends his turn. Top deck in Dragon Shrine, our hand didn't look very great until I realized the line of play where we send Tracer with Dragon Shrine and revive it with Boot Sector Launch. Now we can summon Absorouter from the hand, normal summon the Reclusia and link into Magius, opening up all of our combo plays, and we just go straight to the scoop phase. Game 3, he makes us go first once again, and we do open a decent enough way to combo. I try to hold on to the Twin Twisters for as long as I can. Unfortunately, I am forced to discard it at some point during the combo to continue my plays, but we end on a board of Spheres, Savage, Union Carrier, and Hope Harbinger with a Dragon Buster equipped to the Hope Harbinger. No Dark Ruler no more this time, thankfully, but he does Gamma Seal the Hope Harbinger, so he's not locked out of the extra deck anymore. Using the 2 columns, he summons an Indigo and a Purple, and attempts to use the Purple effect, but I chain Spheres to bounce his target back to hand, therefore he doesn't get the search. He then summons Yellow and goes to the battle phase, clearing out the Gamma Seal and the Union Carrier for a bunch of damage. At this point, I should have used the effect of Brotaur Engrave to summon itself and search for Levianeer, because I forgot Morningstar was a card, and without Spheres it's going to be quite difficult for us to out. If you've never read Morningstar before, basically it prevents your Mech Knights from being destroyed by battle by monsters that aren't in the same column as them. There is a way for us to do it though, and when I did this I felt like this was one of the sickest moves I'd ever done. So normal summon Skippy and activate its effect, revealing Crusadia Spatha. We have 4 cards in the extra deck and Spatha is one of them. She can be summoned using herself as a name because her only requirement is any Crusadia monster. So linking Noctovision and Skipper into Spatha and then summoning Wyverburster to her zone, I can trigger her effect, moving Savage to the same column as Morningstar to therefore destroy it by battle. I can also summon Spiral at this point as well to get to a Borrelsword, and therefore a clean OTK. Like, come on now, you have to admit that was a bomb-ass play. Leave a like for how sick that play was, honestly. For the 4th and final round here, we're up against Globama, otherwise known as Fazos Babos, and you might remember him from one of the earlier episodes. He was the first patron to end our kill streak. Well, here's the sequel you never asked for. Yeah, we bricked pretty hard unfortunately and have to end on 2 Called by the Grave and 1 Quick Launch just as a line of defense in case he goes for the OTK. He's playing generators, so it's very likely that he will be able to kill us with all of those big numbers. After normal summoning a Gersu, we called by the World Armor he sends to the grave, which prevents him from going into Lib. He eventually goes into the Trishula fusion, which isn't legal in EU territories yet because we don't have it until Battles of Legend Armageddon, but America has had it for a while, so it's a bit of a weird one. Anyway, this enables his Monstrosity, which is just a stupid card summoning 2 other level 9s from the deck, and it doesn't even negate their effects. But yeah, he is able to get the Generator rank 9 onto the board, as well as 9 lives Cats, which revives a level 9 from the graveyard I think, but I called by the target so it doesn't resolve. He links both of those rank 9s into a Masquerena, sets 1, and passes turn. During the end phase, Silverrokket is destroyed and summons Tracer from the deck, so I'm pretty confident that we will be able to do something, even if boss stage triggers in our draw phase. Summoning Devalgus from the deck, he then gets 4 tokens off of boss stage, and on resolution activates Devalgus' effect, tributing 2 tokens to summon 2 generators from the hand. Okay, now that I can finally play, I link the token into Link Spider, triggering Exceed in hand, and he chains Lopter to tribute a token and summon Mardell from the deck. Okay, very cool. So then on a new chain, Exceed triggers and Mardell triggers, so he searches for another boss stage and we get another Exceed on the board. On resolution, he activates Masquerena. Okay, so I now want to play you a clip from the Red Eyes and Blue Eyes video we did not so long ago.
I'm going to hope in the next turn. I'm going to use all my cards next turn.
Next turn, he says. Next turn, he says. 5-headed dragon!
Oh my god, I can't doubt this!
Remember that, right? Well, Globama has officially one-upped us. He links for 5 and goes into 5 God Dragon using all of the required attributes. So it destroys all cards we control, it has 5,000 attack, can't be destroyed by battle with a dark monster, so Borrelsword is out of the equation. Unaffected by all other card effects, there is literally not a single out in this deck that can deal with it. Absolute mad lad. We did end up losing the match 2-1 because Calamities is a card, but I couldn't show anything past Link 5 because that's literally just peak performance. There is absolutely no topping that. Whoa, surprise remote duel. Yeah, I was actually able to get together this janky setup and try and record a match, but the quality is literally unwatchable. So instead of purging your eyeballs, I'm just going to sum it up for you. I played against Claff, who was playing Dragon Maids. He bricked both games, and we went 2-0. While I do enjoy the idea of remote duels, and it is fun and nice to play with physical cards again, it just isn't convenient or accessible, which is a real damn shame. So at the very least, we end on a positive record today of 3-2, and man, some of the plays in this episode were actually crazy. I really can't wait to see what we can do when we pull Gravedigger's Trap Hole. I am playing a Rafflesia build right now in a couple tournaments, and it's actually going really, really well. You will, however, hear more about that in the future. For now, we're going to move on and take a peek at the collection once again. Overall, in the series so far, we have spent a total of £1,242.50, and we'll get into the value in a sec, but we have officially 2 Dual Devastator boxes filled with commons, so that's like, I mean, I want to say roughly about 3,000 commons in total. I haven't really counted, but I'm just sort of guessing. 3,000 to 4,000 commons, which is pretty insane. It's in here for rares and additional holos. As you can see, we've got a couple hundred cards in here as well, plus some sleeved extra holos that we have more than a playset of, because we keep playsets in the binder and then all extras just get chucked in here. I think there's a couple extra Mystic Mines in here somewhere as well. Yeah, so that's that one. Next up, we have the Supers binder. So this came in at roughly about £125 in total, purely because we have Invocation and some Ashes in here. Our deck actually comes to £235, all the playable cards in our deck right now. So most of the cards in here are actually just bulk. Crackdown's actually quite valuable. Mystic Mine is over a $5. Super Sunlight Wolf's been bought out to the point where the rares are like creeping up on £10 each. We got playset Mine there, which is £15 at least. Magicalized Fusion is probably going to shoot up when Dragoon comes out in the tins. Hertz's money as well, it's like nearly a $5 each. Return of the Dragon Lords is roughly about a $5. This is mostly all just bulk here. Invocation and Ash, very, very valuable cards. A couple of Super Twin Twisters in here. We have Parlor Dragon Maid somewhere. I don't know if we've missed her, but she's also like £5 at least. It was back there somewhere. Coming into the Eternity Code bulk here and the Salaman Great stuff, we have a playset of Common Ash, that's like £15. Sunlight Wolves, nearly a tenner each. Cross Sheep, about a fiver. Playset of Veiler, probably about a fiver as well. And that's it for the Super Binder. Then finally, onto the big chungus. This binder comes in at roughly £700 in total. So that gives our From Scratch collection a total value, including bulk and everything, of roughly about £1,100. There we go, that's slightly better. So Ultimate Harpy Chandler is actually up to like £50 right now, but I valued it at 30 just because they're not selling at that price. Ultimate Hayate is quite valuable as well, with strikers having a little bit of a resurgence. Our misprint Morgan is about £70 I've had an offer for on it, and I'm not going to sell it until the end of the series, but that's just the bar I'm setting for its value. Playset Jackalope, playset of Thunderdark, almost a second playset of Nibiru there. This is mostly just bulk, but the Egyptian gods are creeping up in value. Some of the other iconic cards as well, like Raigeki and Reborn. Another one of our good pages here, we have Phantasme and Seafert. No materials, quite valuable. Pyro Phoenix is still sitting at about a tenner. Fortunately, the Every is also like quite valuable. There's really not that many left on the market, so it's like between £5 and £10. Deck Mommy, rest in peace. All of this stuff is quite cheap, but it does kind of add up. Like Brunhilde is about £5. Strike's almost £5 as well in Secret Rare. We have Aria, 2 Ultra Ash Blossom. They're nearly a tenner each. Another very, very nice page here. We have 2 in Perm, playset of Borrowsword, playset of Unchained Abomination, Masquerena, Anaconda. The issue with the value in our full collection is that Nightmare Unicorn is also quite valuable as well. But a big issue in the value of our collection is that when the Megatons come around and everything gets sort of reprinted in easier to pull rarities, then our value will probably go down as all the prices get slashed. So that's one of the cons of holding on to a collection like this, because cards always get reprinted and lose value. But I refuse to sell everything because I just want to have the final episode with an overlook of everything we've pulled over the series. I think that would be super cool. And already it's one hell of a collection. Like, we've nearly got 2 pages left in this binder. And then we're going to need the third one. So yeah, that is everything we have in the collection so far. I think we're going to stop doing this every 5 episodes and maybe do it every 10 episodes instead. The amount that actually changes over the course of 5 episodes is just so insignificant now compared to the overall size of the collection. So it'll be episode 45 next time we do this. We're now getting into longest episode in the series territory, so we're going to wrap this up. As always, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel and the series as much as you do. It really, really means a lot. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next one, where we continue the hunt for Gravedigger's Trap Hole, the last difficult to find piece we need. See ya.
Gravel road, I've been asked to slow down. Fireplace, do you